I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to make this really cute wine glass topper. So you can put this on your wine bottle, you can make it into a little charm for your wine glasses, or you can even wear it as a little pendant too. If you want to make this grape cluster pendant and want to see exact materials, go ahead and look below the video in the description. There'll be a link there to get the exact materials from us online. Gather them up and let's get ready to twist some wire. So for this project, you're going to need some grapes. You're going to need a total of 10 beads, whatever you're using. I have 6mm purple impression stone here, and I'm using 8mm in the purple druzy agate. 2 leaves, or 1, up to you. Some 24 gauge wire. I would suggest the vintage bronze because it looks like grapevines. And then also your tools. You want a wire cutter, a needle nose, and a round nose plier. You can put this again on top of a wine bottle, slipping it on top as a wine glass charm. I would say go with the 6s rather than the 8s, or you can wear it as a fun and funky pendant to a wine party. We also had a suggestion during one of our live streams that you could put it as a little binding and buy somebody a wine tasting journal. So I'm going to begin by cutting approximately 3 feet of my 24 gauge wire. So I'm using a bead on it board. And I have a big one, it's 18 inches, so I know I need to do 2 of those and give a nice snip. We're going to begin our pendant here by going to the bottom of the wire and dropping on our first little grape. I'm using a traditional French floral technique with this 24 gauge wire. You can use a thinner wire if you want to, or go up to as thick as 22. Down at the bottom of that wire, so you now have 1.5 feet on each side, you're going to take your wire and kind of pinch it together and twist your first grape onto your vine. From here, we're going to separate out our wires and we're going to get ready to twist our next grape on. So I've separated out the wires, one to the right and one to the left. And you can see I just have about a little less than 1/4 inch of a turn there. I'm going to add my next bead. Oh, and this druzy looks so delicious with that little bit of a sparkle in there. Let it drop down to about the same distance. Fold the wire in half, just like we did here. And then once again, we are going to twist and twist that into place. The wire that was on the other side then, grab to do your next one. The one that I was using, I kind of bring straight out from the top. Put your next bead on. Drop it down almost next to the other 2, but leave a little space there. Fold the wire back, pinching it, and then start to twist. Once you have those twists on, just kind of push them together so that way they look like the bottom of your grape cluster. From here, we're going to separate out, and now we have 3 grapes to add. We're going to take 1, once again, let it fall down towards the cluster, leave a little space, bend in, once again, twist. Once you have that one twisted in there, you can see how quick this can go. I'm going to use the same wire. Because I want this third one to sit right on top of that triangle, I'm going to build it off to the right-hand side, twist it, and then I'm just going to push it and bend it into place. Now I have this other one to do, bringing that wire up towards the top, and now I have one to do on the right. This wire is super forgiving. It's nice and soft. It's called dead soft wire. And that will allow you to go in and kind of play with your grape cluster and get it to sit exactly the way that you want. So now when you turn around, you're going to see more of those vines. You can kind of twist it towards the back and then bring your bead exactly where you want it to in place. And you're always bringing the wires up. This time when I add my 4 beads, and you can go as high as you want to, we're going to do 2 on the right-hand side and 2 on the left-hand side with the wire. Now you may be asking yourself, why do I have so much wire? That is in case you want to add more like green beads or brown beads. I like to give you plenty so you have lots of options to go in and use this for your project because you may not know exactly what you're putting it on yet. Go ahead and pulling your wire off to the side. Do 1, 2 with that side, 1, 2 beads with the left side. Once you get your grape cluster done, and these matted ones really do look like Concord grapes, you're going to go in and you can add your leaves. Now you can add as many leaves as you want. You should have about 10 or so inches on each side of your wire, maybe a little bit more. And you're going to add your leaf in here. And guess what? The leaf gets added in the same way. So I hold it a little bit off from my design, bend the wire, and then once again, twist in place. There's our one little leaf hanging out. Grab your other wire here, put your leaf on, go down, get that wire up where you want it, back there, and once again, twist in place. You can then move these wherever you want to on your grape cluster. The last thing I'm going to do is bring my wires both to the middle of the back here. And we're going to make a loop here at the top, and then we're going to make a couple of vines sitting. You can see the back looks fun too. So along the top here, what we are going to do is we are going to do a loop to hang down. If you want to put it directly on your wine bottle, twist the wires here, and then you can just hang it directly from your wire bottle or from whatever you're crafting. If you want to make a little loop and have the vines, you're going to do that now. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this bigger one. Probably hang it from a bottle, give it to a friend. It's a really cute idea. And I'm going to go in with my round nose pliers, and I'm going to make a loop by taking the wire over the top of the round nose pliers, making a round loop, and then twisting the wire just like we've been doing, but both at the same time now around that round loop here at the top. From here, my wire is a little bit long because I'm getting ready to cut it off. I'm not going to twist it around a bottle or anything. I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut my wire. However, I'm going to keep this extra wire in case I decide I want to add more leaves or maybe a little extra grape hanging off the side. And I'm going to separate this wire that I've left an inch of, and we're going to give it a little twirl. So from here, we're going to go in and we're going to start rolling with our round nose pliers, and we're rolling so that way the roll goes up. Roll, and you can see I'm just opening my hands and twisting, and look, that little coiling, curling effect is happening. It looks like a vine. The magic then happens when we pull that vine apart. I'm going to do both of them before I make that magic happen and pull it apart, so one is not in the way as I'm going in and creating my second. So you can see kind of I pinch it there. I do it really fast, I know. You can do it slow. And then go in, find the end of your coil. You can do that with your needle nose pliers or with your round nose. And just, without thinking, go ahead and spring it out. Make it look like your vine is growing. You can pull it in whatever direction you want, and they'll just hang out there on the top. What you are going to want to do is make sure that that last little bit, take your needle nose pliers here and just bend it in, so that way it does not get caught on any clothing or anything. If you are wearing this as clothing, I would go through and just kind of pinch that down a little bit more and put it a little bit more towards the top rather than hanging out. If you're doing it for a wine bottle, have fun and pull it out a little bit further. It's a really cute, easy gift topper, a fun little necklace to wear to a winery or to a wine festival. So cute to have them there and have them hanging down on your wine bottles, using up some of your purple or even green if you want some white in there as well too. Thanks so much for joining me in creating these cute little grape cluster wine glass or pendant or wine charms. They're super fun to make, really, really easy, and just a great little additional thing that you can make out of beads that's not just jewelry centric. as well as, sure, wear it once you do it. You can even include a little leather necklace for a friend. That way when she takes it off of her bottle, she can either re-gift it to somebody else or she can wear it to the wine festival you've invited her to. As always, if you need any materials, go ahead and look below the video in the description. We put links there for you. And don't be afraid to give ideas, suggestions, tips, or even ask questions in the chat below in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss anything from us here at Potomac Beads. Thanks so much for joining in. Cheers, and stay tuned for our next inspirational design.